Typical Plymouth weather. It's July and it is raining. 70 degrees of temperature and out with the brollies. Still, doesn't stop the mullet coming up to feed. However, we're not at Plymouth.
We're at Funchal on the island of Madeira, about 350 miles off the west coast of Africa. We're not here to catch specimen mullet, just out to see some particularly big beasties. Hit the brakes! Yeah, that was nice. Ooh. Down my backbone. Come on. Hey, Bucky, you get on it. A well-seasoned piece of beer. What do you reckon? 3.
See how long it takes this old man Dale to pull this little one in.
To here?
Yeah.
From Kazakhstan, under the mighty Beluga,
47.
Yeah, just over, isn't it? 47 and a quarter.
to Egypt, under the legendary Nile perch. The adventure continues as we turn our attention to the southern hemisphere in search of other legendary species.
Expect to be landing at about 25 minutes past 12 local time. Local time in Funchal is the same as in the UK.
This gives us the opportunity to dally on the Atlantic volcanic outcrop known as the island of Madeira in pursuit of one of our greatest fighting fish, the Atlantic giant blue marlin.
Did you see?
The current record of around 1,400 pounds for a rod-caught fish will soon be beaten in this newly acclaimed mecca of big game fishing. All the top guys are here at the start of this new season. Jean-Paul Ricard, multi-millionaire, holder of 6 IGFA world records, owner of the most expensive fishing boat I've ever seen. Stuart Campbell, multi-millionaire, one-time angling companion of the late Lee Marvin, 6 or 7 world records, obsessed marlin angler. And me, Liam Dale of Lydney, England, worth about 38p. I'm aided and abetted on this occasion by Buck Hunt, an angling holiday specialist from Sussex, England. He's been here before, and it was his sheer enthusiasm for those previous visits that got me here. Apart from Buck, I'm on my own this time. Short notice, pretty expensive game by comparison to other angling scenarios. All the guys usually involved are otherwise occupied. So the Buck, that won't be the first time I use that pun probably, stops with me on this trip. No worries, I can take the strain. I'm only looking to catch the biggest fish of my life. Anything over 1/4 of a ton and I'll have something to talk about. Who am I kidding? 1/4 of a ton? I'd have to sellotape together at least 20 fat 30-pound carp to achieve that in British waters. But these are not British waters. They're Portuguese, and very deep indeed. On average, about 1,000 fathoms, over a mile straight down. Who knows what still lives down there that we've never had a chance to see? Pushing through the surface, fortunately for us land animals, is the unique quasi-equatorial island of Madeira. Just north of the Canaries, it is 36 miles long and 14 miles wide. According to legend, it was discovered by an Englishman and his mistress who were shipwrecked on the island in 1346. They lived there quite happily, raising an enormous family, and chose not to leave when a passing ship called by. At the risk of being unpatriotic, I should report that earlier records show it to have been discovered by a Portuguese explorer and called the Island of Trees because it was completely covered in timber. This wise and far-seeing traveller claimed the island in the name of Portugal, declared it uninhabitable, and promptly set fire to it. The fire raged for over 7 years, an early contribution to global warming. These days, there is a good balance between the island's natural defences of multi-terraced volcanic extrusions and man's efforts to cover every available topsoil with banana plants. So, how do you reach this Marlin fishing nerve centre, secret island resort of the quieter British tourist, and origin of that delicate and rich wine that bears the island's name? Quite simple. Pop down to Gatwick and hop on to a GB Airways flight direct to Funchal Airport. 3 hours of relaxing, comfortable, first-class air travel as only British Airways can deliver. The cost for air tickets to Madeira is quite acceptable. Fortunate, really, as it's a long way to swim. The service is as you would expect from the UK's major airline. It's very tempting to keep pouring down the bubbly and arrive in a most relaxed state, but we were en route to angling of a very demanding and physical nature, and it would be unwise to load up too much. To land at Funchal Airport requires special training and qualification. Neither Buck or I had such experience, so we were glad the captain did. Funchal is unique as you are landing on the equivalent of a pier built onto a small peninsula to give it extra length. Mountain on one side, the depths of the Atlantic on the other. The landing was a greaser. I think they were showing off. I looked forward to the takeoff in 5 days. The runway seemed so short that we would have to do the equivalent of an airplane wheelie to get airborne over such a short distance. The air was warm, muggy, and felt as if it was going to rain. I immediately developed filmmaker fear that I was going to spend 36 hours trolling around soaked to the skin with a wet camera kit. No customs complications, though. We were still in the EEC. But my experiences of the past mean I am always uneasy at any border crossing, with the exception of Dover, of course. We summoned a large taxi with ease and cheaply drove all 430 kilos of people and equipment to the Albergaria Catedral Hotel, 5 minutes walk from the marina. Again, I was pleasantly surprised at the quality of the vehicle and the hotel. I am becoming a cynic, and regrettably wary every time I get off planes to make films. However, this is the EEC, and as is the same when I am in Italy, Holland or France, I should really have no concern. Perhaps I was more nervy of the angling. Marlin are very big fish. Who knows? Whatever, within 4 hours of leaving England, I was drinking a galau at Funchal Marina, waiting for the game boats to return, in the pouring rain. This is just like Plymouth when we go congering, said Sue, the sound engineer. Sounds like a good line to open a script, I thought, as I stuffed myself into a now undersized cagoule and trudged off into the muggy marina to hear the stories of the day. A 700-pounder to Roddy. James raised 3 and caught an 850-pounder. Stuart raised 2 and got bit by a 900-pounder. It took him 40 minutes to get it to the boat. Hannibal, our skipper, got an American lady into a 500-pounder, but she lost it at the last minute after a half-hour's fight. The huge figures rolled nonchalantly off the tongues that smacked round cold glasses of beer and hot glasses of galau coffee. I met Barkey, Stuart Campbell's skipper, as sun gave way to moon and the bottoms didn't budge from the marina restaurant. tall tales began to appear about monsters from the sea. Unidentifiable creatures of extraordinary proportions and colours, seen in deep waters far offshore. If this was your average Friday night in an angling club, most of the dialogue would be logged, but not recorded. However, these were anglers of a different breed. Fishermen who thought nothing of weighing anchor on the following tide and steaming from Madeira to Brazil, just because the forecast for the marlin fishing was changing. Motherships, supply boats, game boats, the international flights and deliveries of special baits, a vastly expensive and obsessive game played mostly by men of an entirely different character and nature to most anglers I have met. The Brits out there are very different. I thought the Yanks were great, unpretentious, unassuming, generous and courteous. Barkey delivered one line that I will always carry with me. Never let the truth get in the way of a good fishing story. Sounds like a fishing filmmaker's catchphrase to me. Bright sunshine, force 3 wind, clear skies, perfect fishing conditions. We slipped at 10 a.m, half a fishing day gone already as far as I was concerned. Funchal Marina still reminded me of Plymouth, complete with submarine. This was the strangest little craft I have ever seen. Apparently it's privately owned. I would have loved a peep inside. Our fishing boat, Lara Jade, was very similar to English charter boats, with the exception of a flying bridge built over the wheelhouse and a fighting chair. The flying bridge offers the skipper a dual control facility: steerage, navigation aids, sounder, bow thruster, engine controls. As elaborate as any wheelhouse, but with a totally different viewpoint of the angling scenario. Plus, 9 hours exposure to the wind and possible rain for the skipper. The chair fascinated me. It was almost symbolic. We'd spent a half hour the day before staring at various models of fighting seat, ranging from the comfortable expense of our nerve centre to half a whitewashed park bench bungeed onto the craft of a local fisherman. The seat must be adjusted for each individual angler. When it's set up for a short, portly English fisherman, it would be no good for a thin, long-legged Zimbabwean. The bottle of fairy washing-up liquid positioned close to the chair made me wonder just how far the crew expected the anglers to go in order to catch a marlin. When the fish is in play, you, the angler, place the gimbaled butt end of the rod into a small socket located between your legs. Nope, no use for the fairy liquid yet. You sit down on a canvas sling and attach the sling by quick-release straps to the lugs on the reel. By this arrangement, you alone are attached to the fish, and the equivalent of a harness and butt pad are underneath your backside. This is where the fairy liquid comes into its own. One quick squirt under your canvas nappy, and you slip along that perspex seat as smoothly as Damon Hill in a Schumacher slipstream. The first decision for anglers to make is who is going on strike first. That is to say, who is in the chair first. Often anglers split the rods, port side for one, starboard the other, but that could and does result occasionally in one angler heaving all the fish, especially if a certain lure has a particular attraction. Buck tossed a coin, and he was first strike on all rods. A gracious smile from me, and a quick prayer that we will be able to find and hook up 2 marlin over the 4 days. In addition, I had brought my trusty British Daiwa kit with me, as I had heard that Hammerhead Shark up to around 300 pounds were showing, and I had a definite urge for a stand-up fight with one of those fascinating-looking creatures. Apart from that, I am always keen to exploit situations that test my congering gear on really heavy fish. To win fish over 200 pounds gives you tremendous confidence in your chosen rod and reel combination, because, regrettably, we do not have access to that stamp of fish in British waters. As long as Daiwa beats 200 plus pounds of hammerhead, it will never let me down on a 100 pounder conger. Only my own mistakes would be my downfall. I made sure there was fresh bait secured to a shark trace on standby and turned all attention back to the marlin fishing area just behind the boat. Well, with the odd glance to right and left in the hope of spotting a shark fin. The 5-hour period that followed was one of the most difficult for me. You can't do anything. Hannibal was at the helm, no chance of even having a play at driving. Once Nigel had set the lures, and Richard had prepped gaffs, tag sticks, safety equipment, lunch, made tea, served biscuits, changed the loo rolls and cleaned his glasses, we stood, hypnotized by the action of the lures as we chugged along at 8 knots. Okay, the pro boys can set their own rods, lines and lures. But when all is said and done, you need to stare at the sea until a marlin is raised. For me, this period of inactivity was very hard. I'm used to being busy when I fish, messing around when things aren't productive, making my own decisions, etc. But I felt a dependence on all the others for the style, shape and speed of the trawl. But 5 hours into the first day, the skipper hit the syringe switch and mainlined the entire party with a massive shot of adrenaline that lifted me physically off the deck. I saw a marlin drive straight up out of the sea, 8 feet off the stern rail. One huge eye swiveled round and focused on me. I saw the kill urge fade fast as she realized that this broil of sea and sound was not a shoal of mackerel, and with one swish of her massive tail, she drove away and down into the depths. It was all over in about 8 seconds. Our unique meeting was so short, there wasn't even time to roll the videotape. How big, Nige? About 11 to 1200 pounds. Did you see her build the lure? He replied. She was at least 10 feet long, broad across the back, with a bill about 3 feet long. A rich, blue, almost fluorescent sheen to her skin. I immediately fell in love with the species. But this stealth machine of the sea did not love me back. She had come up to kill a fish, not parley with a land animal. And what of Buck? Coping with his shot of adrenaline, legs everywhere as he sprinted to the chair, only to be crashed back down as the fish chose not to take the bait. Reset the lures, calm the nerves, boil the kettle, and settle back down again. Not easy to do after such an experience. Expecting to stand a while, staring at the stern view again, I was suddenly alerted by the ever-watchful Buck to the sight of a shark fin breaking water 200 yards away. Hannibal wheeled over towards the fish. We cranked in their heavy-duty gear, saddled me up into the conger kit, and lowered a baited hook into the water as the hammerhead dived. I was thrilled to watch the fish take the bait and turn away from the boat as I slackened the clutch slightly to let the fish wander off with little pressure.
Black one.
She gulped the bait. I tightened the line and felt the hook set. So did the fish. The weight that suddenly came on the line was impressive as she shot off deep and far.
I know what I'm doing.
Running a 50-pound breaking strain mainline, I was anxious to let the fish run, but not too far, as I would need to recover everything she took, and I wanted to conserve my energy for the marlin I was to catch later. Heh. Optimistic as ever. A real cake-and-eat-it angler, aren't I?
What a pleasure. Here we are. A little loop actually, 50 yards down. It's nice to feel alive. Come on, Titi! Get the paddles there. She took it at the first time when I said, did you said it straight off that she's got it. Yeah. Putting a little bit of a bend in that style without. It can take it, it can take it. Same rod you were using on the sturgeon? Yeah. A well-seasoned piece of gear. I think this fish is probably just a tad bigger than that. What do you reckon? Yeah. 3. What do you say, no? 250. 2.5 to the 3. From the professional, it's only at 250. We want to know why you. Might not even that. Probably about 200. Well, I haven't got this harness set right. Want it up or down? I'll have to adjust it later, but I'm using. Bottom hole. You want the bucket up? I need, yeah, because I'm having to, I need it shorter. It's more than 200 pounds. Yeah. Oh, you said 250. Oh, that's more like it, that's better. Yeah, definitely. Definitely more than 200. 300 feet, what about, definitely more than 200. About 380, 400 last time on stand up to the guy 50. I'm going to give it some line to give him back a rest. Old man Dale here a little while longer than that. We will be a little while. We're there. Yeah.
Otherwise, you said you felt like we were going to get bit. You didn't mean by a shark. Yeah. Come on, Dale. You got to get a Marlin on the way home.
Yeah. I was trying to sort of conserve some calories, but you know, this'll do me for the day. Yeah. Walk back. Going back. Walk back. There.
What an incredible looking creature. What a pleasure to have caught one. I'm usually pretty honest with myself over fish weights, and I reckon she weighed 280 pounds. Buck said 300. Nigel, 250. Even 200. What do you think? She beat me up pretty good. I'd failed to set my harness up properly, thus putting all the strain on my lower back. But being a tenacious sort of character, I grimly pushed onwards. However, that lack of preparation could have cost me my Hammerhead Shark record. Carefully tagged, checked over, trace cut and released. Another big E on the reliable Daiwa toolkit. My only regret was that the crew released the fish without warning me, and I never got to touch her. Just a quick pat is all I want when mammal meets magnificent mariners.
Yeah, shutter shut down for some reason.
With a creaking back, I welcomed the late start on the following day. Another quick prayer to the angler's god that perhaps we would have just the one marlin today. Buck's turn for a pounding. If mine would like a day of rest, I would gladly catch her 3 tides hence. While Lara Jade was on final preparations for the day, I took the opportunity to take a peek at Stuart Campbell's craft. I liked this man immediately. A multi-millionaire with a world-class angling crew now dedicating his energies to the pursuit of marlin around the globe. High-tech vessel, great expense, brilliant design, and what does he call this sophisticated, sleek, elegant seagoing warrior? Chunder, the Australian word for vomit. Nice one, Stuart. Whilst making a detailed and thorough exploration of Chunder's valuable accommodation facilities, Barkey pulled me back by both legs from the drinks cabinet to tell me that Jean-Paul had invited me over to French Look 2 for breakfast. With the thought of 2 Bloody Marys to dull the backache, I shook hands with my fine American hosts, and a short boat ride later, I was standing on the world's most expensive private fishing vessel. In actual fact, French Look 2 is the mothership. When Jean-Paul wants to change location, and I mean globally, he just picks up his game boat and pops her on the back of the mothership. $7 million worth. $1 million a year running costs. The angler's ultimate dream machine.
Canary Island, beautiful fishing,
Yes.
and we're about ready that they catch a big fish, and we come last year.
Are you having a better season this year than you did last year?
Last year we arrived in just the beginning of August,
Right, yeah.
and we have 37 fish, and this year, since 9 days, we have 15. I think it's making very well.
Yeah. Are you enjoying playing still?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's good. This is a very elaborate, complex, and expensive way to go fishing. Yes? Did you start like this, or did you build up?
That's an expensive way. We're sure it's an expensive way, but.
Did you dive right into the deep end, or did you build your fishing and your tools for the job over the years?
It's like everybody. You begin with a small boat. I begin with a small 32-foot Atlas in Africa, in Ivory Coast and Senegal, and after I buy a mate 46, we fish for 3-4 seasons in all Central America, Panama, Costa Rica, Virgin Islands, all Caribbean Sea.
Right.
And the dream was that. We make 4 years to build this boat, but now...
And only marlin? Always blue marlin?
No.
We fish other species?
All the species we have for all kind of fishing. We have for fly fishing, for blue marlin, for light tackle, for everything. So do you have more than 150 or 60 words and we'll on board.
So I go back to rainy England and you go to Brazil at the end of the season?
Yeah, after that we go to Brazil for 4, 5, 6 months, and we don't know exactly next year. We have 2, 3 different options. Or to come back here, or to go to Pacific, Tahiti, Australia, and Fiji, everything.
Do you see Madeira now as the blue marlin capital of the world in reality?
I said that's sure.
Yeah.
I don't say it's the blue marlin capital of the world. I said at this time it's the best fishing place for any kind of marlin in the world.
Excellent.
It's much better than Australia.
Yeah.
We catch big fish in Australia, but not so big.
The consistency here, I mean, it's day in, day out.
All the day,
big fish.
big fish.
Yeah.
Every day.
And top fish this week so far?
I'm sorry?
And your top fish this week so far?
Yeah.
What size?
We caught 850, 900 pound fish. This morning we lost a very big one.
Yeah.
Very big one. I think it was much more than 1,000. Yeah.
You have had a grander here?
Oh, last year we killed 5 gander.
Right.
Mikey, my mate, take his first one. Just when I was on trip in Paris for 4 days.
Yeah.
After I catch one, my son, 15 years old, catch his first fish in his life.
I read that, yeah.
And I catch the second one, and we have another one fish was dead on the bottom for 4 or 5 hours to bring him.
Yeah.
And we release about 5 more gander.
All right. I'm sure the world will continue to watch you catch big fish. Jean-Paul, I'm grateful for your time, sir. Thank you indeed.
Well, imagine mooring that fishing boat at Plymouth. We could do some serious conquering. For the record, it costs $180,000 to fill her fuel tanks. What a lot of ESSO tokens. Backache cured by the Bloody Marys, we headed back out to sea in search of our own £1,000 blue marlin. Unfortunately for me, Buck had remembered that he was on first strike, so I settled down to another day of watching the waves and committed the first sin of marlin fishing. I fell asleep. About 3 hours later, I was hollered awake to see Buck taking up the challenge. It all starts so quickly. No wonder marlin anglers live for that first vital shot.
Good, Bucky boy! I found the ultimate way of stopping you talking.
She smoked us, man.
Yeah.
She smoked us real good. She went window shopping. How do I click it out, Nige?
Huh?
How do I click it back to 2 to 1? Just hit the
Press the
button.
button. You're gonna use your finger. Right, but you're gonna use that hand. What hand are you using? You just drop your hand down, press the button and pull.
Do you want a glove? Okay, in a moment, right?
It's the wrong side. He won't get his hand in mine. Get some air in, Bucky, and shallow breathing. Pretty decisive bang, that one, wasn't it? Huh? Pretty decisive bang, that one. Did you see the fish before it hit?
No, I was talking about this other one, what we were going to do with it.
Yeah.
That one there, and then boom.
Woof.
That's how quick it happens, unless your eyes are actually on the jig when the fish comes up.
Yeah.
Those quick
The animals?
Yeah.
Easy. Give me a real quick. Taking line.
Taking Buck's shoulders instead. Get your butt in there.
Shoulders forward. Now you might want to go to 1 to 1. That's been good advice. You want to go into low speed now.
Okay.
Yes.
You're a prime candidate for getting frogged. You spread your legs like that. You go, bam.
It's them long legs, isn't it? Them
Take
long
your
legs.
line. Real fast.
Okay.
No, just leave it in that. Leave it in that one. That's it. You gotta.
Go on, you're getting it back. You're getting it back. Weighing you now? Weighing you now? Human scales.
That's it.
Nice one, Bucky.
That's the punch.
That's straight. I like that. Good pressure, good pressure. Aye, aye, aye.
Which is going now.
Yeah. Here you go. Nice one, Buck. Go on,
Wait
man.
for that rod tip to come up.
Got grit in my teeth. Arr. Yeah. Yeah. Twang, twang, twang. You're stopping her. You're stopping her. You're stopping her. Go for it, man. Nice and tidy. Come on, Buck. Listen. Come on, man. Pump that fish.
Work that line.
Go on.
Down you go. Keep it together. Doesn't matter.
Nice. All right. That's good. Yeah. She tensing your cheeks.
Andrew, you want to quickly take that and I'll take over here. Take that. Just want to measure this slip out. Okay, so let's take round here. I'll grab it.
Nigel's on the chair, all right?
Quick one, just a little bit, that's all.
Right. Slippery. Yeah, I know. You have to shouts and things and gone. Back to doing it properly. Gain in line all the time.
That's great, mate.
Back to Richard now. God, it's all action behind the chair, you know. Yeah.
Time you take to make it, mate.
And then throw it along the deck anyway. Obviously some spare energy, still got time to go meow. Bite him, bird, bite him.
Did you see the fish at all?
Yeah.
Lost a few beers tonight, mate.
You got quite a roll on credit from last night too, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well stacked this evening. You all right?
And an old steak to go with it, by any chance?
you hit the sea?
Goldfish.
Huh?
I said to him, go forward a little bit.
Right, there she is down there. There's
Yeah. Did he get your hand on the leader?
Buck was gutted. The whole team was gutted. He'd really played the fish well with such a light hook hold. Nigel just changed the angle and that did it. You could see he didn't even release the pressure on the hook there. Hannibal still tore his crew up though. He takes any failure personally. Despite Buck's loss, it was now my turn on strike. How I love democracy. I travelled at a leisurely pace to the quay. I was determined to keep my stress under control. Fact chance. This was my big day. My chance to catch an Atlantic giant blue marlin.
losing a lot, losing a lot. Okay, we're tight now. Jump again. We're in the corner. Running back. Okay. We're gonna have to start working now. Not for some different. Throwing your shoulders back. That's it. That's it. Now you can start to. Okay, you'll be doing the stand-up job. Keep your legs straight. Yeah. And just let the fish lift you up. She's not giving me enough weight yet. Come on, go, let's go. Okay. Putting more pressure on. That's what I used to do it. Right.
That way against the line, you got less.
I can't get my little pissy hands there and do the line.
Yeah,
Like this.
I have to do it with my thumb. Down. Okay. Yeah. Hand like that.
Less tendency to plump your fingers into the reel. That's
Okay.
all it is. And fine, just keep it nice and smooth, keep the line tight.
Rich, do me a favour. Give me something to stop my mouth feeling like a toilet.
Can
Can I have a drink?
Handy there.
Just water in the oh.
That's as far forward you want to come with your knees.
Okay.
That's it. Now we're going to change speed. You're going to go ahead. Keep the tension. But you're going to have to learn how to go. Drop this hand in.
Right. Not yet. No.
Okay.
Okay. Ah, thanks. Shake.
I just thought your pronunciation was something.
One shake.
Just make smooth. Wind it on and lock your legs out. High or low?
I don't know, wherever it is, I'm happy. Okay.
She starts to pull out on you at any time, okay? Just lock your legs out and let her pull you through the butt.
Okay.
All in the legs and the butt. She's not good.
Yeah.
Mine's literally tea kettle. There's a tea on the thing. Good stuff, right? She ate it though, she was hungry, huh?
Look at how much is coming up, somebody.
Very good, Hannibal, thank you. Anyone chuck me in your hat? We'll get him his
Is that the right one? Jeez, give us the wrong one, give us the right hat.
Sorry, it is Team Dial one. There you go.
Thank you,
sweetie.
buddy.
Okay.
Is that line better, Nige?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Still filling up on the side of it.
Yeah, he's filled up on this side here a bit more.
You have to wind real fast and the balls in the middle is a problem.
She's starting away now.
Yeah, that's how you start.
You've got to work now. She's done all her jumping.
Come up. Come up. Watch it. There it is. Down. No, still. No, keep straight. Hold the weight. Give your legs. There it is. Punch it down. Punch down.
Push.
Now, pump back up. Punch down. And again. Punch down. Punch it down. Keep going. Good work. Good work. That's it.
Lock her up. Yeah, lock those knees.
Good work. Down
Well, good work.
Yeah.
Now here's the nylon, huh? You want that knot on the reel.
Pick the nylon up, Glenn.
That's it, pinch it together. Now, punch down. That's all right, you got it on. That's okay. Now, work. Now you start filling nice and easy. Fill on that side.
How much line out there with that marker, Nige?
200 yards.
200 yards.
Fill on this side here. Just a little that. Keep working on that side. Backwards and forwards into that area there.
It's only 20 minutes there. Working the sweating yet?
Just cooking up.
You want a drink? Just give me a shout.
I'd like a shout.
That's it. Now
Hand
straighten your
on.
legs. Straighten your legs. That's it. Running good.
That's it.
Pushing up. We're going to go to max. Max it out. Hard work now. Now you're going to do the old lifting out. You're probably going to do some standing up jobs.
Okay.
That's where you're going to need to.
I feel dead safe. No problems. I feel dead safe.
She's putting your whole body weight in.
It's great to put your backside into some fishing instead, isn't it? Oh. Is she fighting down, or is she sitting there, using her own weight?
Using her own weight.
Yeah.
This could be equivalent of about a 400-meter aerial run twice.
Aye, 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 that was nice. Ooh. Down my backbone.
But then,
Well, one of us is going somewhere. Hardest fish I've ever fought, without a doubt. Extraordinary feeling.
Just sit there. Just sit there.
Takes time to calm down on it, doesn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
Control the adrenaline rush, we'll do it there. You jerk around with the thing, you'll lose. Nice and easy. Back her up. That's the way.
I'm going to bring it back into fight drag now, okay?
Okay.
Now go down.
Oi!
Lock her up. Easy. Gently now.
I'm having a stand. Yeah, all right. Go for it.
Now go down. Get that knot in there. Go down.
Now push.
Now lift to the short line.
Go to the strike. Yeah. Go.
In the right rail. Widen that snap right up to the top.
Snaps up.
Okay.
Rod's on strike. Holding the rod. Okay. Yeah. Get the taxi. Go quick, Glenn, in you go. Rancher's on the side. Can you come to your right? Going in, go, Glenn. Okay. Madeira. Insulated tape, 12-0 mustads, going to the most phenomenal lure. Some of these light up, and my kids would want to play with these. But they also fool the giant blue marlin. That's what we came for. I'm absolutely chuffed. I'm absolutely chuffed. I'm absolutely chuffed. I do this for England. No, I do this for Daiwa. Oh, shit! In contact,
In all the excitement, I forgot to say the weight of the fish. She was estimated at 650 pounds. Big fish. My new personal best. As always, we tag and release, which sacrifices any potential records. Not that this fish was anywhere near record size. But to give you some better idea, here's a photo of a 495-pound blue marlin caught off Portugal. Just imagine another 155 pounds stuck on the end. Big kipper.